Well, Mom said that when I was a little kid,
About 3.
I was about 3. I pointed at a stage at a community fashion show and I said, I want to be up there.
Miss Metro.
It's been fun to watch her go through the processes as well, and to watch her mature through the various stages that she's gone through. It's been a lot of fun. It really has been. Made me a pageant dad, which I never thought I'd probably be when I was in high school, but I got to tell you, I love it, and she's made it real easy.
I was doing media advocacy interviews in Washington, D.C. for the Farm Bill fly-in with the American Heart Association, and they had just gotten done. My last question was, why should others be involved? Why do you care about advocacy? I have a history of heart disease in my family. My grandfather had heart disease, and actually today, right now, my dad is undergoing a heart cath for heart disease. It was a recent diagnosis. So, being a small part of this and advocating for the children of my hometown, advocating for my own genetic heart health and my father's and the many Americans that suffer with heart disease is very special to me and something that I'm very proud to be a part of. And as soon as I walked out of that interview, I had a text from my mom that said, Dad's having emergency surgery, he's not leaving the hospital. Immediately called her, clearly I was shaken, and I said, well, do you want me to come home? And she said, no, Cori. She said, there's nothing you can do here, but there's something you can do there to make a difference. And that stuck with me, and that shows not only the heart for service that my mom has and the emphasis that she's put on our family and my life, but it just showed that the American Heart Association is doing essential work for the success of all Americans and all people, and I'm glad that I could be there to make a difference, even though in that moment I couldn't do anything for you or our family.
Well, we looked forward to that day all week, and the nurses at the hospital that were taking care of me were very well aware of what was going on, and they said, we're going to have a watch party in your room. And of course, at the time, I had this ECMO device that I was fastened to, which includes a big pump in my neck and then the associated hoses that go over and carry my blood back and forth to the ECMO machine. So I was really tethered in the bed very tightly. And I thought that was the way that I was going to watch the pageant, but one of the doctors came in and said, let's see if you're ready to take the ECMO machine off.
Dad is off ECMO, he's doing good, please tell Cori. So I'm putting on my evening gown, people are yelling at me that you're okay, and it was great to get to have that rush going on stage and knowing that you were okay and that we were in a good spot.
She got down to the top 5 and then got down to the top 2, and of course, obviously, when she was announced as the winner, the room just erupted, and of course I was just bursting with pride there as well. So they got me up, they brushed my hair back, and they gave me what I would call a spit bath. They got me out of the bed, they set me up in the chair, and I assumed that I looked like Tom Hanks in the movie Castaway because I hadn't been shaven or my hair was long, so I didn't have a clue what I looked like, but they quickly got me prepared.
And around midnight I got the okay to leave. So I left and I went to the hospital. It was my mom and a couple of our friends, and they drove us to the hospital, and we came in. The security guards just waved us through because his nursing staff had called and said we were coming, and it was so special to have that moment with him.
Well, the door swang open, and here came Cori with her entourage, and it was just the most special moment, really, of my life.
Now I wouldn't have traded it. I think it was so special, and our story has resonated with so many people because cardiovascular disease is so prevalent. I mean, it's the leading killer of Americans, and now we have a platform to make a difference and to encourage others to take a hold of their cardiovascular health, and it's an honor.